Hello, Miss, and hello, all of my friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ratna Ardhia Indraswari, and I'm from 3A. Now, I would like to tell you about the result of my analysis. And here I put the poetry by Maya Angelou. The title is Still I Rise. This poetry presents the bold defiance of the speaker, implied to be a black woman in the face of oppression. And Maya Angelou was a staunch civil rights activist, and this poetry can be taken as a powerful statement specifically against anti-black racism in America. Well, now I would like to tell you about the analysis in each stanza. The first stanza is Maya convey that no one can bring her down even with bitter and twisted lies. That means no matter how people tell lies about her, she doesn't care, right? And in the second stanza, Maya asks question, does she have any blame for her success? Because as you can see in the people around her who looks gloomy when she is successful, and she symbolized her success with the first, because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Well, in the next stanza, especially the third stanza, she compares herself to the sun and to the moon as they are affected by the tides. She gives understanding to the reader that there's no other choice where we have to get up when we fall and many are oppressing. It's like the moon that affects the tides, right? Now in the fourth stanza, the poet asks for those who often oppress her if they want to see her broken, oppressed, depressed, and bitter, because like her experience, people didn't want to see a black woman rise out of the oppression of her society and success, right? Now, in this stanza, she continues with the question direct at racist society when she asking whether her haughtiness is offensive, right? This question contains sarcasm direct at racist people who really hate to see black people success and be happy. And Maya says, don't you take it all full hard. This is her sarcastic way of pretending to care for those who resent her success, right? We move to the next stanza, and this stanza, Maya explained that suppression in any way will not work because she is like air which is always rising, right? The next stanza, the poet continues her questioning of society. By this time in the poem, it becomes apparent that the speaker has placed society on trial and is now in the process of cross-examination, and she asks if they will be jealous if Maya has a perfection, right? Well, next stanza. And the stanza is referred to her past, which is the reason about her past is oppressed and resented. She called slavery, his story same, and she tells that she will not be held down by the past, even if it is rooted in pain, right? And in this last stanza, Maya explained that she intends to leave the effect of slavery and oppression behind, and she will rise and shine like the sun. And the 3 times the repetition of the word I rise here, it means that she emphasized that oppression and slavery will not affect her anymore, right? Next, we move to the figurative language. In this poetry, there are several figurative language that I've found before. The first one is simile. Simile used to compare an object or person with something else to make the meaning clear to the reader. There are a lot of simile used in this poem, such as, but still like dust, I will rise. Because I laugh like I've got gold mine, and just like moon and like sun. The next figurative language is rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions are questions that don't get an answer. It was only put forward to clarify the point. There are a lot of it, such as, does my impudence upset you? Does my sexiness upset you? And do you want to see me broken? The next figurative language is imagery. Imagery is used to make reader understand things that involve their sense. In this poetry, such as, you can write me down in history. You can shoot me with your word. And I'm the Black Sea, jumping and wide. And for the last figurative language they are found is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound on the same line as the I sound in with your bitter and twisted lies. Now I would like to tell you about the structure and form from this poetry. The first one is stanza. Stanza is a form of poetry of several lines. In this form, there are 9 stanzas, with each stanza having 4 lines. The first 7 stanza include 4 lines, right? It's known as a quatrains. And stanza 8 has 6 lines, and the 9th stanza has the 9. The first 7 stanza has a rhyme scheme of A, B, C, B. The 8th stanza has A, B, C, C. And the 9th stanza has A, B, C, C, B, B, B. Now, I would like to tell you about the stressed and unstressed syllables. There's 2 types of syllables are used in this poetry, such as the first is stressed and second is unstressed syllable. And this pattern continues throughout the poem, such as wait a minute, like this. You might write me down in history. You can say, you might write me down in history, right? And for next is repetition. There is a repetition of the word I rise in the last stanza. And also for the last is refrain. Refrain is the lines that are repeated at some distance in the poems, right? Such as still I will rise is repeated in first, in the third, and in the fifth stanza with the same word, right? Like this. I will rise, I will rise, and I will rise, right? And now I would like to tell you about the tone and mood in this poetry. In this poetry, the poet used strong and firm tone. The mood of this poetry for the reader are feel inspired, enjoy, and refreshed with courage and strength, of course, right? And thank you for watching my explanation video. I hope it's useful and understandable. So sorry if there are any mistake from me. I would like to say goodbye. Thank you.